I am the host of Paden's Pulpit. This is season 2, episode 3. Season 2, episode 3. The subject is Go Nian How. Go Nian How. I guess you guys are saying, wait a minute, Paden. Are you drinking some of that wine this morning? You know I love sangria. No, I'm not. Go Nian How is Chinese for Happy New Year. Go Nian How. Guo Nianhao. Go Nian How. Happy Chinese New Year. I've been fortunate that I've taken 2 trips to China. China, if I'm not mistaken, is about 11,000 miles away. So let's count that. I went once, that's 22,000 miles. 11 there and 11 back. Then I went a second time, also 22. So I was blessed by God to travel 44,000 miles into international water, over rivers and mountains and all countries. To God be the glory. But let's get into, and I traveled for free. I traveled for free. The first time my pastor, he set it up because I wrote for a newspaper and my message was getting to so many people. The Chinese were trying to get people to come visit, and they wanted people who could reach people. And Reverend Cornelius Wesley Martin set that up, and that was in 2008. All expenses paid, and they treated me so well. But let's get into, the other time was 2014. The second time they wanted me to come back and bring a mayor of a big city. The mayor I brought was the Honorable Sharp James. Though he's no longer mayor, certainly Sharp James fit that resume, because in China, a small city has 1 million people. Newark does not have 1 million people that I know of, But China is big. But getting back to the Chinese New Year, I'm going to share some of why today is the Chinese New Year. The date of the Chinese New Year, unlike ours, which is always on the 1st of January, the date of the Chinese New Year is determined by the lunar, the moon, the lunar calendar. The holiday falls on the second new moon after the winter solstice, which happens on December 21st. Each year, the Chinese New Year falls on a different date than the one of our Gregorian calendar. The Chinese New Year dates usually range sometime between January 21st and February 20th. Today is January 22nd, so it's falling within that realm. Some other stuff about the Chinese New Year. In China, each year is linked with a different animal. This year is the year of the rabbit. See the bunny ears? The year of the rabbit. More about that later. The celebrations last for 15 days, just like some of y'all. And again, how you say it in Chinese is Go Nian How. Now, I speak 6 languages. I speak English, which I'm a master of. I speak Nigerian, Igbo. Ndewo. Ndewo means hello in Nigerian. Russia, Niet. No. You better learn that in Russia. Niet or Dos Vidanya. Bye-bye. Chinese, Ni hao. Hello. Spanish, un poquito español. I speak very little Spanish. Un poquito español. That covers it. But I do know some Spanish. I have Spanish 1 and 2. And the other language I speak is Ebonics. Now I'm saying, I'm joking a little bit, but when you travel to countries, you should know certain words, and I've learned words through traveling. Getting back to the Chinese New Year, children receive red envelopes with money inside, so you know it's almost like another Christmas. They get a red envelope. Red is the color of luck, fulfillment. That's the Chinese red. The Chinese flag, you look at it, it's red. Chinese love the color red. I wore red. Even my shoes are red. Even my socks for my good Chinese people. The Chinese New Year, also known as the Lunar New Year or Spring Festival, is the most important festival in China. And it's a major event in some other East Asian countries like Taiwan. I don't think so much in India. They have their own festivals, but East Indian. Not the Indians that Columbus came over and, thought he was at. East Indian, the real Indians. The Chinese New Year is a festival that celebrates the beginning of a new year. On the traditional Chinese lunar solar. Do that again. Chinese New Year is the festival that celebrates the beginning of a new year on the traditional Chinese lunisolar calendar. It was traditionally, as tradition, a time to honor deities and ancestors, and it has become a time to feast and visit family members, almost like Thanksgiving. But see, again, so many countries, including Mother Africa, honor their ancestors. Now, the deity part, they have deities. I serve one God, but they serve deities. So they had tradition way back. They honored their deities, their gods, and ancestors, which we should do more of. If not for our ancestors, where would we be? There are, as I said, several animals. Here are some. The pig, the rat, the ox, the tiger, which was last year, the rabbit. Next year will be the year of the dragon. That will be a big year because the dragon is very symbolic in the Chinese culture. After the dragon is a snake, then the horse, the goat, the monkey, the rooster, the dog. Those are animals. Each year represents one of those animals. I didn't count them up, but I guess it's 12 months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Each Chinese year is associated with an animal sign, and it's according to the Chinese zodiac cycle. Again, 2023 is specifically, or is the rabbit specifically, the water rabbit. Never heard of a water rabbit, but that's what the information I got. The sign of a rabbit is a symbol of longevity, peace, and prosperity in Chinese culture. 2023 is predicted to be a year of hope. Again, next year, 2024, is the year of the dragon, and I'm sure that's going to be big because you see over, particularly in New York, Chinatown, the dragon, they have the dragon, and they're very, colorful displays. So, that's going to be a a year that they're really going to go all out. But again, today, for the next 15 days, today starts the Chinese New Year. And again, go Nian Hao. Happy New Year in Chinese. Just thought I'd bring that to you. The Chinese are, my 2 trips, I went to Chengdu. That's where the pandas are. Very interesting place. It's almost like way back in the boonies, like if you went down south and went to, because I saw people washing clothes on rocks. People who, when they saw me, I was the only black person on the trip. I'm a dark-skinned person. They had never seen a dark-skinned black person, probably never seen a light-skinned black person, or if they did, they didn't know he was black, he or she was black. I became the center of attention because they was gawking at me, whoa, and pointing. And Chinese are very respectful people. So what they would do is they would pull out their cameras, because even in the rural countries they had cameras. They would pull out their cameras and try to sneak a picture. You know how you try to sneak a picture? So they would, but me being the gregarious person I am, I said, no, come here. I'm not offended. You want to take my picture? They probably went back and said, I took a black person. Oh. But then there was also Beijing, women in mini, I was so surprised, meeting a woman in mini skirts and jeans and everything. You'd have thought you were in New York City. China is not the same China that it used to be. But again, China is a populous country, a small city. If you have 1 million people, you're a tiny little city. And China is a 24-hour place. They have people that they can work the clock every day of the year. They also had, at one time, they taken it off where you can only have 1 child. Because they wanted to, get their population under control. It's gotten a little bit better. I think they've changed that. And then I saw the great pandas. And again, I was a mini celebrity. People were looking at me, and I took the zillion pictures. You can find them on my website, www.hpinc-consultant.com. Again, www.hpinc-consultant.com. You can see many. I still have some I didn't put up because I've got hundreds and hundreds of pictures. But again, when they saw me, I'm a flamboyant person. I had watches like this and rings like this, and they thought, who are you, Jay-Z? Honestly, I'm not lying. They didn't know who I was, but they figured I was somebody famous because I rock that way. And again, if you go to my website, you see some of the pictures. The people I traveled with who just all happened to be, say, Harry, you're a celebrity. Harry, you're really, because I was. And then the second time, went a trip with the Honorable Sharp James. They limousined us everywhere, first class hotels, flied first class. I didn't take as many pictures because it was hard, because they would take, every time I went to take a picture, they put their camera down, they want to take a picture. It's almost like Jay-Z with a camera taking a picture. They take pictures of you. So the second one, I did get some pictures. They sent me some of the pictures they took, and it was 2 great experiences. 2008, Chengdu. 2014, I went to Fuzhou, another small Chinese city. I brought quite a few Chinese. I brought a senior group of Chinese women who did dances, and I had them meet with seniors where I used to work, and it was a great intermingling of seniors who had never seen Chinese and black. It was a great, and I did the same thing. I brought some of the youngsters from China to Irvington High. I brought some more to Mayor Bowser's office, and there were other students up there from East Orange. So I had a great interaction in those years. Not so much probably over, the last few years. 2020 certainly curtailed a lot of that. But To God be the glory. Chinese are very benevolent. I left out of China every time with bags of gifts that they just give you. They such beautiful gifts. And I'm going to attempt to end this and show you some of the many gifts, just some that I've got. Okay, here are some of my gifts. This beautiful robe. Beautiful, right? I got 3 pandas, almost like the 3 bears. Mother bear, look at this huge one, break my neck. Papa bear, that's huge. Went to the post office, it was all wrapped up. I'm like, what is this? And I saw China. These 2, a beautiful plate that is displayed. That was the year of the pig. That was the year of the tiger. This year is the year of the rabbit. I don't know, I probably took that from the hotel. Sorry, I did. This pillow, hand-woven pillow. And that figurine. Probably forgetting something. But here's something. Check this out. It's an instrument. So, yes, I've been blessed. Thank you. And I will end this way. To God be the glory. Go, Nian. How? Happy New Year, Chinese New Year. To God be the glory.